Hey everyone, in this video we're going to go through the elimination method. So to use the elimination method you need to add or subtract the two equations to eliminate one of the variables. Okay, so this is used for simultaneous equations and we're going to go through one that's adding, one that's subtracting, and then we're going to choose which one to use here. Okay, so here we have solved the simultaneous equations of x plus 3y equals 7. I'm going to call this 1. And 4x minus 3y equals 13. And I'm going to call this 2. Okay, in this case, we have to look at what variable has the same coefficient or its opposite coefficient. Okay, and what we find is that plus 3y is very similar to minus 3y. The only difference is that sign out the front. Okay, so if we were to plus these variables, those two would cancel out. See, so 3y plus minus 3y equals 0. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do 1 plus 2 going downwards. Okay, so we're going to do x plus 4x, which is 5x, and we're going to do 7 plus 13, which equals 20. Okay, so from this, we've got 5x equals 20, okay, because these are on that side, and the x's are on this side, okay, and the y's cancel out. Cool. So, so let's solve this for x. We divide both sides by 5. X equals 4. Okay. Now, we haven't finished the equation, solving the simultaneous equations yet, because we need to find two variables. We need to find what y is equal to as well. Okay, so we need to substitute x equals 4 into one of the equations. I'm going to pick the first one. And let's solve for y from that. So x, which is 4, plus 3y equals 7. I'm going to minus 4 on both sides. 3y equals 3. Divide 3 on both sides. Y equals 1. Okay, so our solutions are, for these two equations, x equals 4 and y equals 1. Okay, you can also show this as a ordered pair of 4 as our first variable and 1 as our second. Okay, let's go to the next example. Okay, so solve simultaneous equations by subtracting the equations to eliminate the variables. Okay, so we need to solve the simultaneous equation 2k plus 3m equals 9. And 2k minus 5m equals 1. So this is our equation 1 and our equation 2. What you can tell from this is what variable has the same coefficient. Okay, and as you can notice, these are different letters, and that's okay. We can solve for k and m the same way that we solve for x and y. Okay, so the same coefficient here is our 2k and our 2k. These are both positive, so when we subtract them, they cancel out. Okay, so we are going to do 1 minus 2. Okay, so I'm going to go downwards. This is 2k minus 2k, which equals 0. This one is 3m minus 5m, which equals 3m plus 5m, which equals 8m. And our last one is 9 minus 1, which equals 8. Now, the order matters in this case, especially with this minus, so just be careful. Okay, now putting those two together, we have 0 on this side plus 8m equals our 8 on the other side. We can not worry about that 0 plus. Okay, so this will be 8m equals 8, and we're going to solve for m. Divide both sides by 8, m will equal 1. Okay, so m equals 1 here. Now, we're not quite finished yet because we also have to solve for k. So, substitute m equals 1 into, let's say, they're both pretty messy, so let's just put it into 1. You can choose either one, you would get the same answer, and by all means check that. So, we've got 2k plus 3 times m, which is 1, equals 9. So therefore 2k plus 3 equals 9, and you just solve for k by minusing 3 on both sides. That's 6, and dividing 2. K equals 3. Okay, so therefore our solutions for these two equations are m equals 1 and k equals 3. Now you could always check that this works. You can go back to your equation and go, okay, if I substitute 1 into the second equation and I substitute 3 for k, so 2 times 3 is 6 minus 5 times 1, which is 5. Yep, that equals 1. So therefore it's correct. Okay, so that's always a good way to check your answers. Okay, let's go to the last one and we'll choose which method to use. Okay, so in the first one, we added because they were opposite signs, and in the second one, we minused because they are the same sign. Okay, now this one, solving simultaneous equations using elimination, we have to solve 3x plus 4y equals 8 as our first equation, with 2x minus 3y equals 11. Okay, when you look at this, you may notice that there are similar coefficients here and here. However, don't be messed up with that. They have to be the same letter to have the same coefficient to do elimination. So, what we need to do here is we actually need to change one of the equations to be the same as the other. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to do the lowest common multiple. Okay, so I'm going to focus on x. How can I make 2 be 3? I could make 2, it's going to be hard to make it 3, but what I can make it 6. Okay, and I can make the first equation 6 as well. So to make them the same, I've got to times the first equation by 2, and I need to times the second equation by 3 to make the coefficients of x the same, which is 6. Okay, so timesing each term there, 3 times 2 is 6x, plus 4 times 2, which is 8y, 8 times 2, which is 16. Okay, so this is our first equation modified. So I'm going to put a 1 dash. And then we'll do the same for the second one. So 2 times 3 is 6x, minus 3 times 3, which is 9y, equals 11 times 3, which is 33. One moment, sorry. Okay, so this is our modified 2. Okay, so now we have the same coefficient for x, and that's good. And they have the same sign, so we're going to minus these two equations going downwards. So 6x minus 6x equals 0. 8y minus 9y equals, this becomes a plus, it comes 17y, and our last one is 16 minus 33, which equals 16 minus 33, it's always good to check on the calculator, minus 17. So our 0 goes away, we've got 17 on this side, 17y equals the negative 17 on the other side. So, we divide 17 on both sides. Y equals 17 divided by 17 is 1, but we've got a negative here, so it's going to be negative 1. Okay, so now that we have the solution for y, we have to find x. Okay, and I'm going to substitute y equals -1 into, I'm going to use the second equation for this one. Just this one here. Okay, you could use any of the four, whatever you choose. Okay, but I'm going to choose this one. So 2x, we don't know, minus 3 times -1 equals 11. Okay, so -3 times -1 is going to be +3. 2x at the front equals 11. And we're going to solve this two-step equation by minusing 3 on both sides. 2x equals 8. 11 minus 3. Yep, it's good to always check. Divide by 2 on both sides. X equals 4. Okay, so therefore our solution to this one is x equals 4 and y equals -1, which can also be shown as an ordered pair of 4, -1. Okay, so that's it for this lesson. If you have any questions, please go on to Jamboard and I will answer your questions there. Good luck.